Hey, folks, guess what? That's right. It's your guy, Adolphus A.D. Moore, here on the corner. Today, we got to have an interesting topic. You've heard the topic and the title NIL, name, likeness, and images. But today, we going to probably, in what I would consider probably an expert in this field. He's been around a while. He's a friend. He's been a friend for a long time. And we're going to talk about the topic of name, images, and likeness. And no other than the one, the only, the NFL Executive of the Year, multiple years, Pete Rozelle Award winning Mr. Tony Wyllie. Let me bring him to the stage right now. Put him on. Oh, yes. P. Wyllie, what's up?
Hey, what's up, AD? What's happening, my man?
I'm good, player. How are you? How's the family, man?
They're good. They're good. They're good. My son hit a walk-off sacrifice fly to win the game the other day, so he was pretty excited, man. He's hitting over 400 for the season, and he's still recovering from an injured shoulder. So he's limited to the DH right now, but he's being effective.
Okay, wait, excellent. So, how's his prospects, man? What's the next level for him? Because I know baseball is in his vein, and I know that baseball is in your vein. A lot of folks don't realize it. You started off wanting to go to the Major League Baseball before you even got to the NFL. How's this progression? Just give a quick rundown on this progression, and then we'll jump off into name, images, and likeness.
He's in the 10th grade. He's a sophomore, and so he's class of 25. He's about 5'10", 170. He put on a good 12 pounds of solid muscle during the offseason, man. He worked really, really hard. He got bigger, he got stronger, he got faster. Unfortunately, he injured his hip, and then he ended up injuring his shoulder. So he got cleared to swing the bat. His shoulder's not 100%, but his swing is. So they have him DHing, batting leadoff, and he's providing a lot of energy. I'm proud to see that he's emerging as a leader on the team, and he has a big summer planned. He's going to be doing Major League Baseball Breakthrough Series, and he gets to go to the Hank Aaron Invitational, and he has a couple of camps where he gets to get a lot of exposure. The Hank Aaron Invitational, AD, he goes to Vero Beach and gets coached by former major leaguers, and if he's selected as one of the 44 at the end of the week, he goes to Atlanta where they play at the Braves Stadium and on MLB Network national TV.
Outstanding. Well, hey, you know what? But it's a long road before we get to the big show, man. But I tell you what, this is all the building step. These are the building blocks that gets these kids to that level. And just not to get on, stay on this subject too much longer. But the fact of the matter is, these are the building blocks. Because everybody was talking about the dearth of particular Black Americans playing baseball. But really, these are the steps that they need to get to that to get up to the show, get to the next level, the building blocks that they need.
It is, but more importantly, man, he has a 4.4 GPA.
Outstanding.
1,400 on his PSAT. So that's going to open up more opportunities. I mean, we have a lot of, I told him, I said, you got your list of schools, but quite frankly, the schools choose you. So
right,
we're going to start the process now, and approaching his junior year. So I'm talking to a lot of dads who've been in the same position because I never knew about recruiting, but it's going to be pretty cool because I'm proud of the young man that he's grown into.
Hey, outstanding. Hey, let's get to the topic at hand. Name, images, and likeness. Now you're the founder, CEO of the collective engine. What is that, and why you're describing your company? What is it? What do you do? And how is it connected to name, images, and likeness, or NIL as
Sure.
the short acronym of it?
Well, this week alone, AD, the Commonwealth of Virginia is going to allow, they're going to be one of the 34 states that allow high school athletes to get NIL deals. So guess what? I'm going to sign my son. My son's going to get an NIL deal as a junior and senior year because you can allow it. Texas right now is not allowed to, but Maryland, Virginia, and DC. I have 4 young people that are in high school that get to sign name, image, and likeness deals. Basically, this is what happened back when I was with the Rams, but in the mid '90s, UCLA won national title.
Right.
When their star player was named Ed O'Bannon.
Perfect segue. Perfect. That's
Ed O'Bannon was didn't like that he people were making money off of his name, image, likeness, and filed a lawsuit. That was back in 1995. It wasn't completed until 2021 at where the Supreme Court ruled that NIL deals can be made for college athletes, elite athletes.
Right.
So right, Supreme Court's not too far from where I am, and I kept up with this, and that coupled along with Bob McNair, love rest his soul, sending me to Rice University to get my business degree. You remember when I went through that?
Yep.
And when I graduated, I said, you know what? At some point, I'm going to own a business. I'm going to start a business. In fact, the reason why I even came to Washington was to eventually start my own firm. And I told the person that employed me with the Redskins that was the reason why I was coming. So they knew, this is no surprise. So then last summer, sat down with my wife and decided to create this company called the Collective Engine. And the reasoning by the name is that collective, we work together as a team, and engine, we work hard. And I started out with clients from Houston, Dylan Campbell and Bert Emanuel Jr., people whose parents I've known and who trust me. And it started emerging to Avery Helm and Cam Ward. We have a lot of Houston area guys because people from Houston know me and they respect me and they trust me. So That's where we are right now. We're going to start looking at partnering with collectives. We're going to start getting more clients. And this is pretty cool to build a business. I'm a businessman now.
So you get to call the shots yourself now. No having to go to anybody else. You're the man that's calling the shots now.
I am, but I have a great team that's young and energetic, and they see the opportunity to really be a part of something and build it and grow. So it's a pretty exciting time.
I appreciate you. You mentioned the fact about Ed O'Bannon, yeah, and he, like I said, 1995, and he brought the lawsuit against the NC2A because it was primarily for EA Sports because he looked what he saw. He saw his likeness on an EA Sports game, and he tried to figure out, hey, wait a minute, this is me, but I'm not benefiting off of it. And so, again, you alluded to the Supreme Court decision, and here's what's ironic about this now. I saw and you probably saw this too. What is a couple of days ago? Angel Reese, the MVP of the 2023 NC2A Women's Championship Basketball Championship, LSU. I just saw her sign $1 million NIL deal, and I'm going like, whoa! I mean, it's and here's the deal, and we can and you can really, like I said, this is your business. This is your field now. All these kids are not going to benefit. Not all these kids. It's not going to be just everybody's going to make this fantastic money. It's going to be the elite players, the elite athletes on the collegiate level, on the quote unquote amateur level. And I do that figuratively because we all understand that the NC2A has made billions of dollars off of these athletes, but they couldn't benefit from it. And and I remember the kids, Northwestern kids that threatened a lawsuit. They were going to threaten a lawsuit because they felt like this is several years back that they felt like that we are employees of the state because they failed in their pursuit of trying to get the National Labor Relations Board to recognize them. But at this point, the speed forward, this is where we are today. The NC2A really got caught. And they drugged their feet, and finally they really got snatched into the current day situation where they are now. And this is where you come in now with your reputation, with your all your skills and everything from a PR perspective, and trying to just horn these young folks in and let them benefit from their hard work and sweat. And even like you said, now it's going down to the high school level. What effect do you think this is going to have moving forward?
I think it's going to force young people to be prepared for life. I mean, because AD, like you mentioned, not everyone's going to get the $1 million deals, but my philosophy is As long as you're an athlete, I don't care if you're Division 1, 2, 3, NAIA. If you're a college athlete or high school athlete where it's legal, and you seek to have an NIL, we're gonna try to get one for you. Now we got to manage expectations where everyone's not going to get the big dollar deals, but $500 a month or $1,000 a month, that's a lot of money for some college kids, and that could
Absolutely.
really help you. So we're looking to do deals that can help them both on and off the field. But in addition to, we provide financial literacy, we provide character and leadership development, and social responsibility. So as athletes, people are leaders, and once you get this money, you got to know what to do with it. So we're going to try to help them, develop into outstanding citizens and responsible citizens. And we're not looking to exploit anybody and just hand them some money and say go with it. We want to show them what to do and how to develop. So I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's going to change the whole landscape of sports. But at the same time, it's going to force young folks to really be responsible, and that's something I'm really excited about.
In your relationships now, as you develop this, how are you going to be able to navigate this with the particular schools? I mean, and you can correct me. I think didn't you sign a player already? Had signed a player at what, Hendon Hooker from University of Tennessee? Am I right?
I work with Hendon. I work with Hendon. Hendon's with another person right now.
Okay.
But I do work with Bert Emanuel Jr. I work with Jalen Ford from University of Texas, he was a team captain on defense.
Right.
I have Dylan Campbell, the left fielder at University of Texas. I just signed a young man who just transferred to USC. Emmanuel Pritchard. He's gonna be the left tackle blocking for Caleb Williams. He's gonna go when it's his time. He's definitely going to the next level. He's from Africa. His parents are from Africa, and he's like 6'6", 315. We're gonna do a camp we're gonna plan on doing a camp for him in Africa.
Oh, okay. Where is it from? Is it from what, Nigeria? Where is it? Where is it from?
The Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Hey, so in other words, the collective engine is getting ready to go international. Is what you're saying?
You know what? We are, and honestly, my vision is for us to be international. My vision, the next office will be in LA, where we handle entertainers and influencers and TikTok and fitness. Then we're going to have one in Miami, and then we're going to look to open one up in Brazil for soccer, and then Paris, Rome, and London for track and field. So we're gonna be in probably Africa. We're gonna be an international firm. The vision is to be an international firm.
How are you navigating your situation now with the universities and not being able to, and working in conjunction with the universities and not trying to get on their wrong side? Because I mean, I see that they can be coaches, and coaches, when they start seeing outside interests, outside influences, they start thinking this distracts the kid from what at least what the coach want the kid their primary objective is to perform on the field for that particular team. How are you navigating that and utilizing your experiences being around athletes pretty much all your life, Tony, since you left TSU? How do you maneuver that situation and work in conjunction with the coaches in the school?
Communication. It's a case by case basis on every school and every athlete. But one thing, AD, we follow the rules. We're very above board. We're not going to do anything underhanded. We're going to be very transparent, and we deal with the families as well as the athletes, and we make sure every rule is followed. And we also stress that their priority is what they do on the field and what's in the classroom. We don't want this whole thing to be a distraction where people are wondering, oh, what deal do I have left? Oh, again, it's about trust. It's about trust. So trust is the anchor with this, and it's essential because we don't want them worried about what kind of deal I'm getting. That's what we're supposed to do. And we also sign people to like non-exclusive deals, meaning they can work with the school and they can also work with us. So because I don't want them to lose this opportunity while they're a collegiate athlete to help themselves. So to answer your question, one word, it's about communication.
Have you felt any resistance up until this point with you and the company with as far as the intercollegiate athletes? Have somebody just? I mean, nothing is going to go absolutely smooth. But how have you been able to? Have you come up against a brick wall and you just been hard the way to get around? Or so far everything because your name and your reputation speaks for itself. Really, as you walk through the door.
The latter part. I mean, it's not many companies have someone that spent 30 years as an executive and has the Rolodex that I have. And I guess, because of my experience and my background, it brings credibility. And, a lot of people, they trust. I'm signing the captain of the gymnastics team from Fisk. And, the fact that I worked in Nashville, I worked in Tennessee, I have a ton of connections. I know all about the university. I know about the city. And her story is phenomenal. She turned down University of Arkansas to go to Fisk and start their program. And now they're nationally ranked. They're nationally known. So I'm also going to sign her sister who's at Arkansas and her younger sister who's in high school. So this is about trust. And her mom is trusting me to really look out for her daughters. And that's something I don't take lightly.
Hey, like I say, your reputation and I guess here's the thing about it. Folks fail to understand what a reputation means. It takes a long time to build it. It only takes a quick second to make an infrequent, stupid decision.
Mm-hmm.
How you can tear it all down. So, and then you mentioned it earlier. Personality, trying to get these kids to understand, doing something off the top of your head, what you think might be cool at the moment, can have long-term ramifications. And let's face it, you and I both, one time we were sort of those young crazy kids in school. It's been a while ago, but making some impromptu, immature decision can have long, far-ranging effects. And the fact that you're trying to get in there and work in conjunction, because let's face it, everybody doesn't necessarily come out the same background, the same household. Right. And so now you having to become psychologists, counselors, sociologists, and everything else. So how is your company set to face those particular type of issues?
Well, a couple of things. We talked about, not only doing NIL deals, AD, but we're also doing, the financial literacy. But a big thing right now is the social media. We have to teach these young folks how to use social media the right way and how, it affects their brand and how to really build their brand. And it's all about branding. I mean, it's really important right now. It can, and not only, on the court or on the field, but off the field is really more importantly how to build it and how to sustain it and what to do and how to be strategic. So those types of things. And that's what excites me about even getting the athletes in high school, because you're going to work with them all throughout high school, then all throughout college, as they grow and develop into responsible young adults.
It's interesting that you mentioned about the off the field activities, the brand. Define in your words, define what does that mean, the brand? I mean, we hear that term thrown around sometimes loosely. In your perceptions in working with these folks, how would you define the word brand? What is the brand?
The brand is how you dress, how you present yourself. I think it's more or less what people feel, what people say, what people think when they hear that person's name. All of those attributes that help to describe them and how people feel and, what people think, how they think about it, perception wise. I mean, everything that you can build, you can start building it at a young age. Look at the strong brand of Derek Jeter.
Right.
When you think of Derek Jeter, what do you think about? Or even Serena or Tom Brady, or Denzel Washington. These people, their brands are pretty strong to the point where you have other brands that want to associate with them and want them to be brand ambassadors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think as we're talking about this, can you imagine if they had NILs doing Phi Slama Jama with Clyde Drexler and Ben Anders and Hakeem and Rob Williams? Can you imagine if Phi Slama Jama had NILs?
No, it's hard. It's hard now. It really for you to try to put your mind around it. I know that I know Chris Gardner and them over, at the Houston Roundball Review. Chris being a U of H alum, and I know that, hey, they love their university, but the fact that back then, hey, they would have been, if they had an NIL, they would have been a forerunner to the Fab Five. They would have been the forerunner to the Fab Five, at Michigan and all them. So,
I agree.
and I'm just sort of thinking that off the top of my head there.
Well, AD, I love my school too. You cut me open. I'm bleeding maroon and gray. However, I'm proud to say that the quarterback, Andrew Body, is one of my clients. Andrew, the quarterback for my TSU Tigers. And I told him when I signed him, I said, this one's personal because you're the quarterback of my school. So I won't do whatever I can to help you.
Speaking of that, a lot of folks, and this NIL, obviously Division I, the Power Five, the money is pretty much centered at the Power Five school. Why do you see it going down to Division II, Division III, or if it will get down there? I mentioned at the top of the broadcast that no, everybody's not going. This is not a equal presentation for everybody. Everybody's not going to get rich off this deal. This is only going to be for that collective few. And as is anything else, as far as seem like fame being how fame touches you and so forth. How do you see this, and why do you see this is actually going down to the lower level ranks in Division II and Division III?
AD, I have a client right now that plays Division II, and he's done pretty well. We're on the Tamron Hall show. He's been on podcasts with millions of people. His name is Dennis Collin, and people may not know his name, but they know his face because he's the Popeyes kid, the Popeyes mean kid.
Okay.
In fact, he did a Super Bowl commercial, and he's a Division II player. He's a third string center on his football team, but yet still we're going to the NIL summit in June, where he's nominated to be the breakthrough athlete of the year, and he's at a Division II school. I tell him all the time. I say you're the most famous Division II athlete probably in history because of his meme, and now he had to deal with Popeyes, and everyone loves his story.
I'm trying to remember. Okay, hey, I'll go back. I have to go back and Google it. I go back and Google it. Man, in other words, it says these kids' oasis is out there for them. But like you said, there's a right way to approach this, and there's a wrong way to approach this.
It is.
And
let me tell you about Dennis though. Dennis is 18 years old. We had a call with Popeyes, and he was like, "Hey, look, I'm from East Orange, New Jersey, and there's a lot of people that are hungry. I want you guys to provide food for my hungry people in my hometown, and if not, I want gift cards that I can give out to the hungry in my hometown." 18 years old, he's already using this platform to make his community a lot better. That's what I'm proud of. Forget what they do on the field. It's using their platform to help their community. And that's someone that I want all my clients to be like.
Well, hey, the thing about it, let me as we get down toward the end, and I told you I was only going to hold you here. Because you got, with all your background and with everything you and I both known and grown, that we could sort of do this for hours going out. But I told you I'm only going to hold you here for another 7 minutes, 6 minutes and 47 seconds. Let's talk about controversial topics, and in conjunction with when you're talking about the brand, because some folks, and let's face it, I'll bring up the subject of Michael Jordan. Remember Jordan at one while when he was at the zenith, in his playing days. You remember that he made the statement, Republicans buy shoes too. Well, we understand, and he got a lot of blowback. How are you positioning yourself? Because there are going to be topics, at some point, you would like to say, I don't even think you can be neutral no more in this country the way we are. We either one side or the other. We can't even make a decision. Do we all want to stand at the same time for the playing of the national anthem? Because we don't have to. But you do it because you respect for it. But controversial issues in relation to the brand. How do you plan? What kind of basis of a plan of attack do you have and able to deal with that?
This is something I preach to the athletes I work with my whole career. There's 3 topics, AD, that no matter what you say or do, you're never going to win. There's 3 topics, no matter what happens, no matter what side, no matter what angle, you're going to end up making somebody angry. That is race, religion, and politics. Those 3 topics right there, no matter what what's said, is going to be controversial, and you're never going to win. Right or wrong?
Right or wrong, but at a certain point, you have to make a decision, and the question becomes, do you worry about your brand or do you worry about your humanity? And I guess everybody, that's an individual decision.
It is, but here's another part of philosophy that I advise people. I mean, I'm not trying to be Spike Lee, but you always do the right thing. You're never wrong when you do what's right and what you feel is right.
Right.
You're never wrong when you do what's right, and you have to be authentic. If you have something with conviction and you feel it's the right thing to do, then you do it.
Hey, that sounds like a tenant for one of your tenants for your company. Oh, by the way, let me put this up there. I wanted to add this to the broadcast where folks can. Yep, this is his company, folks. This is the I was out there looking, and all of a sudden I looked at that one, like I said, T. Wyllie. Okay. No, but hey, you know what, my man? Like I said, I appreciate it. Knowing you and knowing the road that we've all traveled. That road we travel. Some has been it can be lonely sometimes. And I know the travels you've had. I know the success that you've had, and the fact that I think we talked a couple of weeks ago when we started talking about doing this, man, and just trying to get around your schedule. So it's good to find out that the Collective Engine is already in the process of being national and international. And so like I said, I'd like to have this out there as we get ready to wrap up and close the show down. In closing, Mr. Wyllie, anything that you would like to just get out there? I know that Let me ask the question: you businessman right now, is it in a few years down the line, could we possibly see you as part of a group buying an NFL franchise? I'm just asking, man. I want to be
billions of dollars. I mean, hey, that's in God's hands. I mean, that's. Those teams aren't cheap now. You can't buy them on layaway. This is you never know. I mean, it's a $1 billion business, but you know what? I never thought coming out of TSU that I would reach the heights that I reached. So I've been very, very blessed, and I can laugh about that question, but you never know. Whatever God has hands, you never know. But I will say this: looking at your title there, the AD Max Corner. I wish. Can you imagine how proud Max would be? Can you imagine seeing me start this and launch this? How proud, how bright he would be beaming about this.
Yeah, I can hear his voice. I hear his voice a lot of times now. That deep baritone voice, and and just you collectively. And like I say, when I move forward with this, and with at the round ball, with the platform that they presented, and the fact that could bring my experience with him, with the NFL, and then add to this platform and what we're trying to do, you just hope that he's proud and continue. That's why, like I said, that's why he's a part of the banner. He's a part of the name, because we got pictures of all us together, man. In Emo RFK, at the stadium, man, the roads we travel together and separately and together. So yeah, it's an honor, and I don't treat it lightly, man. I treat it with proper respect, that being able to have it part of this name of my platform.
Well, his daughter and I talk every week. I mean, I counsel her. She's working on some things. I'm really proud of the road she's taking, and I've kind of, she's like a niece to me now.
Right. Yeah. She and Nicole will be graduating next weekend.
Wow.
we getting up masters the next weekend, and like I say, you're with her, but like I say, she's got the spirit of a dad with her, and her mom and dad, and she's got a spirit with a lot of folks with her that's pushing her, and she's aggressive, and I know she's gonna go a long way. Well, hey, I told you I was going to keep it down to about 30 minutes. I'm running over. I'm going to let you get out of here. In closing, final comments from you.
I just want to say, man, I got a lot of good people working with me. We have a strong team, and we're very excited. And if anyone that wants interest in NILs, we have a link on our website, collective-engine.com. Go on, read about it, reach out to us, and have any questions, we'll be happy to help you.
Yeah, and I say at the crawl is going across the bottom of the screen. It's got your Twitter handle down there. It's also got the agency at TCE_agency. That's the Collective Engines on Twitter. Is that the only social media site, or what's the other social
Absolutely
media?
Not, man. Same name we have before. We have YouTube, we have Twitter, we have TikTok, we have LinkedIn. We're everywhere. We're everywhere now.
Okay. All right. Hey, Tony, again, a continued immense success and Godspeed and blessings that your son continue to progress, that you and his mother continue to be proud of him. And
my daughter too. My daughter's a gymnast. Don't
not gonna discount her, because she might be the next Simone Biles coming out there for all we know. But like I say, as your son continue to be his own self, let him as he blazes his own trail, and as your daughter blazes his own trail. My prayers and blessings for you and your wife as y'all continue to raise them that y'all proud of them, but let them be proud of themselves and what they're trying to do. And as always, man, I am appreciative. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for jumping on the corner today and being able to let's talk about the NIL and let's talk some true sense into what's going on, because like I say, there's a lot of folks out there that's don't fall for the okie doke. As the old, don't fall for the okie doke. T. Wyllie, I appreciate it, man. Godspeed, God's blessing to you, man. And we'll be talking down the road, okay?
Take care. Thank you.
Take care. Take you too. All right, folks. That was the man himself, Mr. Tony Wyllie of the Collective Engine. Tony and I don't even want to put we'll probably need date, time, calendar to how long. I am immensely proud of him. I'm proud of the relationship and the friendship I have. But as we get ready to shut it down now, I'm getting ready to got the rest of the Saturday day to got other honeydews and everything else I got to get to. But don't forget, be on the lookout. We're coming back. We had a week after the draft, and everybody's been able to sit down and saturate the draft. So I'm probably going to be I will be putting together a team from across the country, folks in respective places to see their name, probably my guys up in Buffalo, what they thought about their draft. And then by next week, the rookies are supposed to be coming in camp for their initiation. I mean, not their orientation, rather, for the Texans. The free agency and the rookies will be coming in for their orientation next weekend. So we're looking forward to seeing, hoping to get out there to take a look at that outstanding collective class that they've drafted and the free agency. So we'll be reporting on that. Stay tuned always. If you have not subscribed to the AdMax Corner, please do so on YouTube. Also on the Houston Roundball Review. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Subscribe to both of them. Social media, I'm at the AD_Moore64. AdMax Corner on Twitter as well, which is the YouTube channel. So please continue to, and also on Facebook, you'll catch me on Facebook as well. So continue. Godspeed. Have a good rest of your Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning on the West Coast. And if you're in Hawaii, and in fact, night and day, you probably cross the international date line. Those that might be listening, continue. Blessings and everything. And with that, I'm going to say I'm out. Peace. Ciao. Be blessed, folks. I'll talk at you on the next go round. Take care.